All right, Ask Charles of the day. A lot of people worried about the midterm elections, including a 90-year-old retired Navy seaman who says he sees a correction and he's looking to buy bonds on weakness. Well, here's my answer to that. There's always something to worry about. But even when Democrats controlled the White House, the Senate, and the House, the stock market began its rebound that's continued for almost a decade. By the way, I think the GOP will hold the Senate and probably 50-50 on the House. But the kind of economic momentum that's built into the system right now, I think will carry us right through 2019 for sure. This is the virtuous cycle that the Fed could not fabricate with trillions of dollars of money printing. Even if the GOP lost the Senate, the Democrats could not take away any of Trump's stimulus, like the regulations and tax moves. Now, the market rally could stall. There could be dips and air pockets, but the underlying fundamentals are amazing and not completely built into the stock market, in my opinion. Of course, it was a lackluster session today, somehow matching this persistent drabbiness in New York, all the rain. The only fireworks in the city came from the United Nations. Yet, there has been one constant in this market as it was grinding to new highs last week, as it meanders the last couple of days and consolidating those gains, is that there's always some stock index or indices that are higher, as investors are now rotating into other stocks instead of completely to the sideline. And then remember in February, the threat of 3% yield on the 10-year Treasury sent equities into a tailspin? Well, some higher yields now are just maybe a speed bump for the market. I don't think it's going to be a serious threat as long as we stay with the 3 handle. After the close, you had 3 names that give us a hint to the consumer, including Dow component Nike. The athletic and footwear giant posted results. They beat on top and bottom, but I suspect analysts were looking for a lot more. Get this, in the last 5 quarters, the percentage earnings beat has dwindled down to just 6% tonight after the close. And then, of course, there's how they performed in North America. That's what they always want to see, what's going on in America. Because, more importantly, this controversial ad, well, I can tell you so far, hasn't had a big impact on North American footwear sales, only up 5%. Meanwhile, KBH beat the big time. In fact, earnings and margins came in ahead of guidance. Looks like the stock is a little higher. And Cintas crushed, offered robust guidance, but the share's under some considerable pressure after hours. I still happen to love this stock. I told people to buy it right after the election. It was also a good day for weed stocks. Benchmark Capital put a buy on Canopy Growth, and Tilray announced successful exports of medical cannabis to 3 hospitals in Australia. I want to bring in Adolphus Busch V, the founder of ABV Cannabis. Adolphus, where do you see all of this going? The hype is there now. You've got Wall Street's attention. Where now does the marijuana industry go in this country?
To tell you the truth, I think it just goes up from here, to be honest. I only see the upside of the cannabis industry. We're doing very well out here in Colorado with ABV Cannabis Company, which I launched about 8 weeks ago.
Why did you launch it? And I know you've already made overtures to Budweiser and other companies that, hey, take a look at us. We're small, but you know maybe you wanted to be part of what we're trying to build here.
Yeah, so the reason that I launched it was I went to school at Colorado State University from 2009 to 2013. I saw the booming industry at the time, and I always wanted to create a legacy for myself and create my own company. So I knew that cannabis was the future, so that's what I got into the cannabis industry and never looked back.
But there are some roadblocks, including federal laws. There's also just sort of a state like Colorado's recently, they're taking a look at how legalized marijuana has impacted the community, and there's some yellow, if not red flags. Are you concerned that the industry is, that maybe the hype phase has come a little early?
To be honest, I'm not concerned at all. We're looking to expand into several other states in the next few months and hopefully into Canada as well very soon. So no, I'm not concerned.
All right. So last week, everyone started watching these stocks, Tilray, Canopy. Everyone shorted them on Wall Street. They said, this is crazy. They're actually comparing it to Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies. Is that a mistake?
I think it is. You know, I think everyone is buzzing about the industry right now. You have Canada going recreationally legal on October 17th. You have the international growth with even some of these companies being able to, like Tilray, being able to export to 10 different countries. And then, you know, you also have the huge investment from Constellation Brands into Canopy Growth of $4 billion. I think that shows that This industry is here to stay, and I think that people should get in now. I don't necessarily think. I think there are certain investments that people should look into. I would suggest diversifying your portfolio, as well as looking into a lot of the smaller companies that their stock price isn't quite as high as large companies, but I think it's a good investment.
All right, Adolphus, thank you very much. Appreciate it.